That is the weak nature of a man. It's the kind of nature that will never favor life. It's degrading and brain rotting. It does not allow a man to fully develop to his greatest potential. Now, men are in different aspects, different characteristics, different types, but there is just one nature, and one nature of a man is to strive, protect, safeguard. Mostly this. There are others, but the key aspect is protect. Men are like shields. This is how they be. Now, a man's nature is honestly brutally harsh. Now, there are pain in life, in different aspects of and different walks of life. There are pain everywhere. Animals go through pain. Anything goes through pain. Be it man, be it woman, there is just no one pain greater than another. But you see, the nature of a man is a nature that is kind of against him. It's a nature that is built to struggle. Men's nature are that which is built to struggle. Like their nature is built to struggle. It's built to suffer. Men's nature are built to suffer. Now, this nature keeps a man hard. It keeps a man hungry. It keeps a man tough, resilient, strong. This is where masculinity is born. And this is why the world cannot do without the strength of a man. It keeps the gears and the wheels of evolution moving. It keeps the gears and the wheels of evolution moving. That's why men make the world. They build the world. They create, they build, and they make the world. And without men, we wouldn't have been where we are. Their resilience, their strength, the hunger, the nature of a man has pushed them, or it pushes them to strive, it pushes them to conquer, it pushes them to just struggle. And when they struggle and they get what they get from the struggle, they protect, they nurture, and they keep it, they safeguard it. It's a harsh nature. And at the same time, it's kind of important. Because without this nature, there would be no world. Or there would just be no life. There would be no life. Life would be empty. Not very empty. It would be still. It would lack growth. It would regress. And everything would become less. Joy, laughter, peace, they will all become less. The life, humanity will slowly decline to a quiet end without men. So, a man's life is important. Men are important and they are needed. Their nature keeps the gears and the wheels of evolution running. It keeps life moving. It makes things flourish. You see, without suffering, without hardship, without struggle, adversity, and travails, without all these qualities, you can have no growth. You can have no function. Nothing could be achieved. You must first die to live. You must first struggle to succeed. You must first suffer to enjoy. You must first break to rise. You must first break to heal. You must first fall to rise. This is men. This is masculinity. They break, they fall. Also, life can rise. They do this collectively to make life advance, to make evolution, to make life as we know it progress. Without them, there would be entropy everywhere. Their nature constantly is against entropy. It just keeps the gears moving, because no matter how much you no matter how much you have achieved or you succeed, your nature, that masculine, that nature would always make a man do, act, never relent. It will keep him on his feet. This is why men struggle to old ages. Very hard to find it, very difficult and hard to find a man not doing anything. They're always up on their feet. They'll be like, they've got to do something. They have to do this, they have to do that. And they give reasons for why they do it. Maybe because of the people they care about, because of the loved ones, because of this and because of that. They always have the reasons why they do it. And they get this, the whole weight of these reasons now rest on their shoulders, and they use their strength to pick it up and struggle. So it's a brutal nature, harsh nature, but a kind of necessary evil. This is why they are hard, this is why they are tough, this is why they just are emotionless, because of how their nature have built them to suffer. Now, men, like I said, are in different aspects and categories and different forms, but in unity they all have that nature. Some greater than some, but they all have this nature. And now that nature keeps them walking, it keeps them moving, it keeps them bouncing, and it makes them insensitive. If the intensity of the nature is too high in them, it makes them insensitive, it makes them careless, it makes them feel less. So they become dead inside and broken to their own emotions. But it's just the brutalist nature of how they have got to act all always. It's just that brutalist nature of how they have got to act always. Now, every man, because of this nature, feels that burden inside. There is this burden, and there is this burden that feels like a depression, but in reality, it's a burden. It's a kind of feeling, a kind of load that is placed on every man. Every guy can feel it in their chest or in their heart. They feel this burden. And this burden is that nature. It pushes them. It urges them to act. And they pick up reasons in order to give a reason for why they act. Like, the reasons they give is almost an excuse for why they have to act, but they don't know it. It's a subconscious thing. It's a kind of subconscious thing. So, men act, men struggle, men are masculine, not just because they have to be, but because they need to be. They need to be. Now, with all this, I'm not saying men cannot be sensitive or men cannot be emotional. No. There are different kinds of men. Like I said, different categories, different aspects, but we all have that one nature inside of us. We all have that feeling. A man can be sensitive to a degree, can be even more sensitive, can feel, can work with his emotions. But at the end of the day, the burden of the nature would always hit heavy on the chest, calling to make just to make a conquest, a kind of conquest, a kind of biological conquest. I call it a biological conquest because it's honestly biology. That nature is biological. It drives a man to conquer. They don't do it consciously. It's a subconscious thing. And it is so tough that it's a kind of burden, a kind of personal depression. You don't have to be sad or gloomy about it. No. It's just something you cannot take off your chest. It's something that's all like a constant reminder that you have to suffer, you have to suffer, you have to suffer. A man can be happy and still face these things. This is why men could be surrounded but still feel depressed. It's the burdened nature of the masculine energy that keeps them acting, that keeps them from relenting. It's a biological nature and it's in every man. Now, a lot of people don't understand this nature. They feel that a man should be sensitive, a man should be emotional, a man should be more touchy and feeling. And it's not bad. But why men are tough and hard on themselves in the first place is because of this biology. This biology of a man to struggle. This biology of a man to conquer. It's something that is from time. I call it biology because it is deep rooted in our genes. It's not society, it's not a societal pressure, but a kind of genetic pressure in every man. Because if a man stops struggling, if a man stops doing the work, life will slowly stagnate and regress. It is why they have that strength, they have that power, they have that energy. This is why men are men. Not because they are rude, aggressive, tough, or any of that, but because they are built to suffer and struggle. It is their biology and it is their nature. It is who they are and what they are. And if a man understands this about himself, he can cope with that burden. He can, instead of run from it, learn to adapt and work with it. A man can be sensitive and emotional too. It's possible, it happens. But a man should not run away from that nature, because the nature demands that he does and acts not just because of himself, but because of life. Life needs to flourish. You are 1% in the 100 that makes life flourish. This is why that burden is calling on that man, that he has to strive, he has to struggle, and he has to act. Collectively, all men struggle for a reason. They want to feed their families, they want to have a family, they want to have a purpose, they want to have a meaning, they want to leave a legacy, they want to build empires. Their nature will carry them far and make this happen. And when that is established, it can and will affect other walks of life. So one man can change the world. One man is enough to change the world. The power of a man is in his nature, and that nature speaks resilience. It speaks power. But most of all, it suffers more than anything. It suffers more than anything. So, a man should understand his nature, adapt to his will, instead of running from it, embrace it. But nowadays, a lot of men, they dread and they run from it, and they in fact throw away this nature for commonplace. They throw away this nature for commonplace. It's understandable. It's a very tough and difficult thing, but if you aren't present, if you aren't present, everything will be 1% difficult. If you aren't present, everything will be 1% difficult. You might think you don't matter, but your 1% makes the whole of life actually move forward. This is why every and each man matter. They're important. No matter how small you think you are, your energy is needed. Life needs your energy. Life needs your life force. So, to every man out there struggling, striving, trying to be better, never stop. Get yourself ready. Yes, get yourself ready, because the struggles will not end. They will keep coming and they will keep mounting. But your nature, your resilience, and your power is greater than it. You would break, you would fall, but you will rise. And when you rise, you'll be powerful. So to every man out there, keep struggling. Keep it. Keep that fire burning. The world needs your fire. Your 1% is much more important than you think. So, take care of yourself.